Hello and welcome to Stephanie dCH Yoga. I'm Stephanie and today we have a yoga for isolation anxiety. So this is going to be a really restorative, chilled out practice. You don't even really need a mat, but it's good to cushion yourself. You will need a pillow or a cushion and a blanket, and have as many of those around as you like. This is kind of like making a really nice yoga fort. So we're going to start either using the blanket rolled up, depending on the size of what your props look like. Just see how you feel. We're gonna lie back over either your rolled up blanket or your pillow. So you keep your bum on the floor and then you just let yourself roll back over. So you're just getting a little bit of a supported back bend. You want to make sure that your head is supported. So if it's falling off your cushion, you need to bring something underneath your head. Let your feet just roll out to the sides. Let your arms relax. So you're in a kind of supported Matsyasana or fish pose. Let your shoulders open so the palms are facing up and the creases of your elbows, the insides, are facing the ceiling. And let's just let ourselves be here. So this practice is a restorative yin practice. So it's the calming, the feminine, the soft side of yoga. So we move slowly, and I wanted to do this to cultivate in you, to demonstrate with you that you can be your own support during this time of isolation when you feel lonely. Bringing your hands onto your belly, let's start to bring the breath into the belly. Bringing the breath down the body. So in times like this, I, for one, notice how much I rely on validation from other people. So being alone a lot, or not seeing friends and family, can be really hard because you're kind of like, what's my role here? But this practice will hopefully show you that you can be your own support, and yoga can be your support. So let's breathe into the belly. Fill those palms with air. So we're then going to bring that breath also into our ribs and then up into our chest. So we're doing a 3 parts breath. So you breathe in to your belly, into your ribs, let them expand out, and into your chest and collarbones. And then you exhale from your collarbones, from your ribs, and then from your belly. So if this is new to you, this is a little challenging to be kind of isolating these areas of breath. So don't worry too much. It takes a little bit of practice. But think about filling your torso up from bottom to top and emptying it from top to bottom. You can place your hands wherever you're finding it hard to kind of isolate. It helps to bring the attention there. Continuing this breath for a few more moments. And if you're struggling with that, just come back to that belly breath, that's okay. Feeling the ground support you. Feeling your chest, your heart start to open a little bit. Inhale, let's float the arms up and overhead. Take a lovely big stretch. Point the toes, flex the toes, twinkle the fingers. And an exhale brings your hands back down. Let's bend the knees. Roll onto your left side and just take a moment in a kind of fetal position, maybe setting an intention or saying to yourself rather, something like, I'm going to be kind to myself today, or I will allow myself to feel vulnerable today. Then we're going to come and sit on our cushion or a blanket, whichever feels like the right height. Adjusting your yoga leggings, as I am, and get yourself comfortable in a cross-legged seat. If that doesn't feel good, you can have your legs out straight, or any other way, one foot in front of the other, like I am here. And then let's just sit up tall. Bring your hands, palms down onto your knees, just pressing them down a little bit. And then let's start to bring that 3 parts breath into the torso again. So breathing into the belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Put your hands wherever you like here. If you want to put them on the body, on the torso, or just let them rest on your knees like mine are. Close your eyes if you're comfortable with that. If you don't feel like you want to close your eyes, just try and let yourself glaze over a little bit. Don't sort of focus on anything. So sometimes it can be really hard, these yin and restorative yoga practices, because you're not moving and you don't have that obvious distraction of movement. So sometimes these can feel really, really emotional, really difficult. So just bear with yourself. Let's inhale, take your arms out to the side, stretch out. Exhale, right arm on top of left, hug yourself. Creeping the fingertips along your back towards each other, and then lift the elbows, getting a nice upper back stretch. Keep the either 3 parts breath or that belly breath going. So keep sitting up tall here. Don't allow yourself to fall forwards. Let's inhale. Expand. Exhale, left arm on top of right, giving yourself another hug. You can bow your head slightly in towards your elbow creases, but keep lifting up through the elbows a bit. Don't allow yourself to round forwards. Use that core and that strong back to hold you up. And then inhale, stretch it out. Exhale, fingertips down either sides of you. And then we're going to let the head just gently rock over to the side, not forwards, as I'm saying there, but just tilting it so that your right ear comes over your right shoulder. You should feel a stretch in that left side of your neck. Anchor down that left shoulder. And if you want a bit more, bring your right hand over to kind of just gently tug on your left ear. And this should feel probably quite intense in the neck. We've probably all got quite a lot of tension in our bodies at this time. You can also enhance this by taking the left hand off the floor and with the fingertips kind of turned out like mine are now, just move your arm around and see where it feels good. See where you need it. Very gently release this. Bring your head up slowly and take it over to the other side. So your left ear over your left shoulder. Enhance this if you want to with your left hand up over onto your right ear. Using the weight of your arm to open the neck. And then if you want to take it even further, taking that right hand away. Fingertips pointing out. So that was cool. The plant behind me shuts up at night and it just moved, which was quite cool. So if you're interested in plants, rewind it and see it pinging on its own. I didn't know it had done that. Let's gently release that And bring your head back up to center. Now we're going to make our way to a supported child's pose. So we're going to bring your cushion or your blanket or both. You might, if you're not able to fold forward very far, you might want lots of props here. Use as much stuff as you want. There are no... The thing you want with these yin practices is to find a level where you can just be relaxing. You don't have to hold too much. So you let your bum come down towards your heels. Your toes are touching, knees are wide. And then you fold yourself over and see how my bum is still coming down towards my heels. I'm not kind of poking my bum up into the air. Let your head rest on one side or the other. Keep on taking those nice big breaths. And it's nice to practice in this child's pose, nice to practice breathing into the back. So feeling the skin of your back stretching as you breathe into the ribs and the back of your body. So I'm just gently turning my head here. So cue for you to do the same if your head is on one side. Just turn it to look the other direction. You can look down here, but I'm not, because obviously there's lots of blanket there and I want to be able to breathe. So you probably want to do the same. Few more moments here, trying to keep your attention on the sensations. So while I said that in a yin practice we are trying to relax, there is that, but there's also that your sensations physically and emotionally might come up that are uncomfortable, and this means that during this time we need to sit with that, breathe into that. So whilst I'm saying that this is generally relaxing, it can be quite hard to be this slow. So let's bring ourselves up. Walk yourself back up, taking everything really slowly today, no rushing. We're going to take ourselves into a supported puppy belly pose. So I am rolling up my sleeves because it's kind of nice to have a bit of grip. So I'm coming to bringing my pillow or my blanket in front of me. Actually, before we do that, we're going to do a couple of cat-cows. So inhale, drop the belly. Exhale, round through the spine. Inhale, drop the belly. Look forwards. Exhale. Rounding up through the spine, taking a little bit of whatever feels nice. And we're just going to bring our knees back a teeny bit. Drop our elbows down where our hands were. And see how my bum now is poking up into the air. I'm then bringing my chest down onto my pillow, resting my head. And then I am continuing to breathe deeply. So you may not be able to get low down. One option is to obviously get lots of pillows and just literally make the floor higher. Or you can do this against a kitchen counter or something, standing with your arms on that surface and then kind of bending forward, bringing your chest down. So I'm just switching the sides of my head here. So I was looking to the left, I'm now looking to the right. You do the same if you are looking to one side. So we're really focusing on opening our heart today. And as cheesy as it sounds, I want you to open your heart to yourself today. Kindness and love and support for yourself. Let's really gently bring ourselves out of this one. Bring your knees in towards you. Gently sit back onto your heels. And we're going to come to sit on our bum. And we're going to start with our legs out to the sides, wide-legged seat. So you might, if you're falling backwards like this and thinking, you need to sit on a cushion. That'll definitely help. Bring a few cushions if you want to. Then we're going to need another prop, so either your blanket or another pillow. We're making this kind of in place of a bolster, so sit up tall. We're going to put our, we're going to bring our left leg in, so our left inside of our foot is on the inside of the right thigh. Now my right foot is nice and alert. I'm going to put my bolster, my blanket, over my leg, my outstretched leg, and I'm going to fold forward over it, hugging that blanket up. So basically, you would have seen this shape lots if you've done any yoga with me before. But we're just making it a little bit more relaxing by propping our tummy, our chest, our head. Still getting all the lovely benefits of a forward fold and a lovely stretch. Breathe deeply here. Being your own emotional support person today. Couple more moments here. Try and keep your attention inward. Inhale, look forward. Gently come up. Let's take it to the other side. So outstretch the left leg. Bring the right leg in. Bring your bolster onto your outstretched leg. Inhale deeply to build length, and then exhale to come forwards over that leg. So also, if your bent leg is, if your knee is like right up in the air and not near the floor, you can also prop that. So when I said like bring as many cushions and blankets as possible, I meant it. You can really pad yourself up here and make it super supportive. So at the same time as you are leaning over that left leg, your right hip is grounded down. And a couple more moments here. This is a cue to come back to your breath if your mind has wandered off. Bring yourself back. Let's inhale, look forward. Come back up. And we're going to bring ourselves into a wide-legged seated fold. So again, same thing, using that bolster. And again, you may not come that far forward, and that's fine. Prop yourself up. So we want to make sure that our knees and our thighs are looking up towards the ceiling, so they're not rolling in. So again, I have my head facing one way to allow me to breathe. If you find that your mind is racing, I suggest picking a mantra like, I am kind to myself, or I deserve this time, and focusing on that. Just keep on repeating that to yourself. Let's look the other way. Using the muscles of your neck. Noticing if one side of your neck is more tight than the other, and is that linked to which hand do you use a computer mouse with, or text with, or just noticing, no judgment. Beautiful. Let's come all the way up, taking it really slow, no sudden movements. We're going to bring our feet in together now, not too close to the body. Move them away a little bit, give yourself space. And again, you can use your blanket, bring it forward, or if you're feeling quite flexible, you can bring your hands under, either kind of on top or under your ankles, and then holding the outsides of your feet. I moved back here because I realized you couldn't see my feet. So this is what I mean. Crawling the fingertips underneath the ankles, holding onto the outside edges, and bowing forwards. So again, if you're nowhere near this far forward, it's no problem. You use your pillows, your bolster, and the act of folding forward is obviously, it feels good in the lower back, stretches the hamstrings, but it's also calming on the body. It operates our parasympathetic nervous system, or rather activates it, and that's the part of our nervous system that is for relaxing and calming. Bring those deep breaths. You'll find that the longer you're in these forward folding poses, the more far forward you'll probably get as you start to open up. And that's the beauty of these really lovely slow practices, is you can get much deeper into postures, and it's good for flexibility. Lovely, so let's inhale, come all the way up, and just take any movement that feels good. Now we're going to bring our cushion, we're going to take our left leg out in front. It's hard to explain this pose, so just look at what I'm doing. So you've got your left leg in front and your right leg out to the side. And making a nice big pile of stuff to your left hand side by your left hip. You're going to turn the body to face those cushions, and then we're going to relax over them. Look towards your left, so you're getting a twist in the body. And we're looking over that side with our neck, because the neck is the end of our spine. So when we do a twist in the spine, it's nice to include the neck, as long as you've not got any pain in there. Hopefully you can allow everything to feel nice and heavy here. Beautiful. Let's gently come up. Bring that right leg forwards, and let's take it to the other side. So the right leg is turned out, the knee is turned out, the leg is in front of you. Then you bring that left leg so that it is out to the side. Turn the torso over to the right hand side where your pillows and bolster blankets are. Turn your head over to the right and chill. And if this is, I should have said earlier, but if this is not comfortable and your knees and your hips are just saying, hey, no, thanks, then you can come to a supported child's pose like earlier, or just repeat anything we've done in this practice. It's all chill, it's all restorative. Wonderful. Keep your attention inward. Finding that mantra if you need. And then inhale. Slowly come up. And we're going to come now to lie down. So just pop your blankets, etc. out of the way for a second. Because we probably aren't going to need them for a moment. Going to bring yourself onto your back. Bring your knees up, bent, and your ankles up towards your bum. And stick that right leg up into the air, kick through your heel. Point and flex the foot, roll the ankle a bit. And then bringing your right knee out to the side, to the right hand side. Bringing your right ankle onto the left thigh. Reach through and grab the back of your left thigh. We're in a reclined pigeon pose here. Can play with pointing and flexing that left foot. Do keep the right foot nice and alert. See how my sole of my foot is facing the camera. That's because I'm keeping it that foot flexed on purpose. Helps to protect our knee. Beautiful. So you're just gently pulling that left leg towards you. And I'm using, you can't quite see, but I'm using my right elbow to press into the inside of my right thigh. Wonderful. Letting that go, stick the right leg up and release it down. Inhale, left leg up, kick through the heel. Point and flex the foot, and then let's take it to the other side. So my left foot now, my left knee is out to the side. Foot's nice and flexed. And I'm grabbing the back of my right thigh. Reclined pigeon. Gently pulling my right thigh towards me as I open out my left hip using my elbow. Lovely. Gently release. Kick that left leg up. Bring both knees bent now. Soles of the feet are on the floor. We're going to put our pillow under our head, or you can bring it underneath. So we're coming to a Shavasana now, I should say. We're coming to our chill pose. So if your knees, if your lower back hurts when you lie flat, put your put something underneath the backs of your knees. That really, really helps. You want to be able to relax here. So you might have a cushion under your knees, under your head, and then a blanket on top of you. Just finding a position that works for you. I want you to be able to completely let go. So if you're holding anywhere, try and prop that area up with something so that you're not having to hold it. I'm going to say namaste now, with my hands coming to my third eye and then to my heart. Namaste to you. I hope you feel more relaxed, more chilled, more trusting of yourself, that you have yourself. You've got it. You've got yourself. You support yourself with your breath, with mindful movement, with yoga. So allow your body to melt into the ground. And I will leave you here for as long as you like. Namaste.